This is, I don't even know why that's up there, but take that away. Old stock head. Version 2. Yeah. Old version 2. Where they tried to put the squish in there. See, the bore holes are closer to the edge. What up, Willard? Yeah, I was just bored. I got 2 cheap parts in the mail, and I was just going to talk about some stuff for a minute anyway. But I was bored. I'm going to see who comes in. We'll go over a few things. What's up, Jared? Yeah, we're just gonna go over a few parts. I was bored and played a round or two of video game on the computer over there, and I was like, nah, maybe later I'll play a game or two before I go to bed or something. But we got Mike Miller just come in. What's up, Mike? He's still up. Yeah, a few parts come in. A little cheap clutch shaft I ordered. It came with the bearing on there, but the difference is usually when I buy the ones with the bearing on them, this one came from a different buyer that I bought the last one from. But I bet this nut didn't come on there. It was sliding on and off with ease earlier. But yeah, when I got it, I didn't prep it or nothing, but it was already prepped and clean, didn't hardly have no rust on it or nothing. And the bearing just, whoop. I don't know why it was catching here. It must be catching right here on the edge of that or something. Because the bearing just slid on and off here too, yeah. Oh, there it goes. Whoop. Already looking forward to this. And, these ain't dark anymore. I don't know if there's a cheaper metal. But usually when you see them for sale, they're kind of shiny in some of the pictures. And actually this one came shiny and not dark. I don't know if it's cheaper. Probably is. But all in all, for what I paid for it and getting it shipped here, it was in the country anyway. But yeah, it's a nicer looking piece of metal than any of the other ones I ever got. Stock China spring. I want to put the Smolik spring on it and be able to, have a backup clutch for the next build or something, or for another build. But yeah, these 2 parts look really nice, and this pin in here floating around, you can hear it because it hasn't been tightened up any. I don't even see a thread up here yet. Let me bring up my chat so I can see what y'all are saying real quick. What about a flat top piston? Yeah, squish band's very important. It's what helps keep the engine cool, get you to burn right, and squish band is very important. So is how everything fits there. But yeah, I'm very impressed with how shiny that metal was and clean. It's a little, and how smoothly the bearing came on and off without having to prep nothing. I mean, this bearing's still good to go. It's not been crimped on, or so. It's very, very nice. Very nice. That's how you want them damn near anyway. You'd want them a little tight right there before the end. I mean, not tight, but right there you have a little. But let's see how she does. It's very clean though. Cleanest little cheap. I was impressed. I was very impressed. And then I got my FMK Vitime, whatever you want to call them, Vitime tan seals, O-rings for Avenger size heads. I paid no tariffs, no other than the $2 or $3 shipping or whatever it was, taxes. Free shipping, it was taxes. I do believe from China. They just have it as 58 by 2. 5-piece. I wrote the A85 up here, 52 millimeter. Yeah, the 58 is the space between the inside of the O-ring. So where's the outside? That didn't mess me up, but anyway, I had to look it up real quick on the 58 is the outside, 54 is the inside. I was going to say it's only a 52 millimeter. So yeah, they write it different than how the other people write it online. So yeah, 58 was my outside, 54 is your inside, and 2 millimeters is the width of the Viton seal itself, the edge of it here. 2 millimeter stick, round. 58 on the outside, 52 on the inside. I mean 54 on the inside because you take away 2 from each side. 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, and that's what you'd be on the inside. Which would leave you a whole millimeter around the outside of the cylinder of the piston for sealage. But yeah, same place, China. Same place I got the ones for the 47 millimeter heads. I think they were, it was with shipping and everything, tax. I think it was just tax. It was $13.15 for a 5-pack of the Avenger size O-rings heads. China number 1. But yeah, we'll take this apart and look at it. I'm gonna grease it up. Got me the nuts and ran over the threads back and forth to make sure they was clean before I left the feedback. But yeah, I will be ordering another one for what it was. This was $13 too, plus shipping and everything, but it came from California, from a seller. Another China seller probably. But yeah, no sharp edges. Even the edges on this thing here are usually sharp. On the steel ones, let me get a magnet. See if I can find my magnet. I forgot I had this magnet here. Oh, Kevin. Yes, it's there. Go back over here where I can read. We got Dave in here. Dave, the cleanest clutch shaft China ever released to the public on eBay. But anyway, you know, the cheap tool I bought. It goes in here. Hold up. Oh, how about this? New, thicker looking no fit Smolik, no fit. How about that? No fit, Raul. And no fit. Teeth no grab. Hold on. Ain't that fucked up? How about that, y'all? This new piece here, this new shiny, it's not the dull faded one. Let me get those. It's very nice and smooth, and it does not fit. It does not grip it. It's just, it don't fit inside the doohickey. That's fucked up, huh? It does fit older clutches though. Hold on. Well, I don't have one broke down. Well, I do have a bag of parts over here, so there's a bag of old parts. Let's see this old one here. Oh yeah, look, sheared. It's cut off short. It's all beat up looking. Bam. Fits on there just perfect. Tighten it up. I can't do it by hand. This one's already been tightened up a lot. Or not a lot, a thread, but anyway. Yeah, you see how this one fits on the old one. This one come brown. Probably cleaned it up a little bit, but yeah, it fits on there. Boom, it's on there. I can hold it here, put a crescent in there or whatever, or socket, tighten it up. No bueno. I like there's no rust on it though. So beware, you can't use the new tool on the newest made clutch stuff, which is totally messed up. Just the old ones. I'll take this nut. It's really messed up. Well, I'll be turning this in. I'll be putting the HE spring, the newest spring, in this one, Dave. But yeah, this is motorized bike printed tool, which is really nice. It's just sad it doesn't fit these nice fat ones. But it's good to know. You see me figure that out live. I did not know that was a thing until then. The rest of the world probably didn't either. If they did, I ain't seen it. So there we go. Shit don't fit. Now what we have here, Dave, is like, let me get this out the way. What we have is some parts that, you know, people get serious. They can, I'll offer them, you know, a good old Falcon package, like reported to last. I gotta put this thing up here out of the way. Some tools. But yeah. You can still get them until they go out of stock this time, and then they're probably gone. They're just a standard cylinder, but they run just as hard as the other ones. This one's lightly ported, boost port, even with the transfers, and it's got a third transfer. About a third of the intake port wide. I didn't make it as wide as the intake, or even half. But yeah, I will be offering it for sale. If someone's looking for a cylinder and don't want to buy junk like some people bought off the internet, I'm going to offer that one for sale one day. You just have to hit me up. We'll figure out how to payment. Otherwise, it's setting. I have one more that I bought that's put away that I haven't ported or nothing out in my little house. And I'll eventually port it one day also. Yeah, we're sorry. You don't got to be here. Remember that, Ramos. Oh yeah. Here, let me help you. I'm sorry. Let me help you. Bam. There you go. Sorry you got lost. I'm not trying to be exciting or have my face on the screen. Or, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, one of the finest cylinders for motorized bicycle. They come with the nicest thin rings. The nickel seal on this. Got nothing better. Not a Menace, not an Avenger. Nothing's better coated than this damn cylinder here. None of them cost more either. One day, someone else is going to get one in our groups and try one. Dave, we know you ran one. We didn't see nobody else. We did see the guy from softball. Was it down there in the tip, the horn tip? We've seen his video today with his Falcon. This is your standard Falcon skirted piston. It's made for a 38 stroke, but runs a 40 stroke all day. See, I was still supposed to widen the intake port, have little marker marks there, but I never went back and did it after I cleaned it or washed it out, I mean. Lightly sanded. No scratches, no nothing. You can still get them. They're like $130 now. They are 38 millimeter spacing. That's why I like using the G2. And then I just fix this right here a little bit to make sure it's perfect fit around in the G2. But yeah. None of them nickel seal coatings is as bad as this, as good as this. But this one, I'd suggest putting it on the 40 stroke. Yeah, people weird, Dave. And I'd send a spacer out, the spacer plate for the 40. That and one gasket. And then you still may have to use you'll have to set your squish with a copper gasket. They make Ruby makes a set with what is it? 2, 4, 6, and 8. But I think that's 66 cc, so that'll work on this. But that's how close it is to the top. I was mocking one up the other day with the reback with the spacer, And yeah, it comes all the way to the top. You get damn near full port on the exhaust, everything. But yeah, spacer, and then use a gasket on top, and then the cylinder. And then you go for the 40 stroke Avenger. 40 stroke Falcon. That's how I built my first Falcon, was a 40 stroke. And I did no port work. I barely sanded the top of the exhaust and around the top corners when I built mine. And I ported this right here, fit the G2 a little bit, and lightly sanded the intake. That was it. Nothing. No boost port, no nothing. It was a piston port with a set of reeds on it. And I think I did like 58 with a little VM18. Could have went faster if I'd have poured a little bit and bigger carb. A little bit back clutch setup. Yeah. But on the flats, I did like 58 with a little KTM 65 muffler. Oh, yeah, Dave, she's a beaut. I poured it up the exhaust and rounded it a little bit. You can see a little bit how I did the inside edge right there, all in there. It's ultra smooth and nice in there. Only did as much as I needed to do. I'll put the piston in. We can glance at it one time. Yeah. This setup lasts a long time for somebody. So yeah. I've showed you it before on a short after I ported it. Never been, it's brand new. It's brand freaking new. I also have the square exhaust gasket. If someone was really interested, I guess I could throw that in the pot. It'd be a couple more dollars. I think I had to slightly bevel the hole on the exhaust flange. You used to get them from DLH or whatever from Canada. He used to sell these little square exhaust flanges, and it was perfect for the Falcon. And I still got one out in the house out there too. So, but yeah, it adds up quick when you start adding them things like that. But yeah, just had to notch the inside of the hole a little bit, and that was it. Yeah, quality cylinder. Yeah, you can, Dave. I bought some multiple thickness head gaskets from that Groovy site one time, and the 2 millimeter thick one was a little fucked up on the edge. Excuse my French. This channel's for adults only, and but they were good. I just on my package I wrote Groovy sucks, but they still worked. Actually, I'll show y'all if you just want to see them laugh. Here's my little gasket box. I keep gaskets in and stuff. And there's different stuff. Groovy sucks. but they had a 2, a 4, a 6, and an 8 in a little. This is how it came in a package like this, and I don't know which ones I got in here left. I used the 2. It was on the LD90 that I had with the little bunny ear boost ports, the little tiny boost ports, and so this feels like normal thickness, and I don't know what this one is. Looks like I put it on something once. Matter of fact, I'll go get a thing and measure them real quick for you. Yeah, there's only 2 in there. And last time I remember looking at these things, I remember one of them being a standard one. That could be that funky edge they got on there too. It is a funky crimped edge right here, especially on this one side. Every edge is messed up. This is definitely one of the groovy gaskets. Yeah, it must be the 6 one. Because I can come over here and hit it at the same angle without that lipped edge and probably get the same thing. Yeah. So yeah, this was the 0.6. And then let's see what this one is. Let's see how true that is. This looks like the back edge here. So we go back to the front. Find 2 good edges that I know is flat. All right, try this side over here. Yeah, it's about the standard 8 one. So a 6 and an 8 right there. Put them back in the bag. But yeah, the back edges are the ones from Groovy. Like this one's always. The 2 was really messed up looking, but everywhere else was flat and good. You can see I barely used this one to mock something up or used it for a minute, saved it. This one's never been used. Also, the back edge is messed up on it too. Really sucks. Yep. 8.5 and the other one was like 6.3, 6.4, something like that. But now I figure the ones I get from CDH, they measure out different than that. I mean, I still got my standard gaskets too, just in case, Dave. I mean, and some homemade gaskets in there, maybe ones anyway, that you could use instead of some spacers. Yes, see, I still got these. This is one of the newer ones I got, and it has no messed up edges. It's actually one of the smoothest, crappy stock gaskets I got lately. Let's make sure everything is great. Yep. Look at that. There's the third side. Flat as can be, man. Old cheap aluminum hidden on that 7.3. So we got a 6, 7, and an 8. I kept all the ones that didn't come dented. I kept over the years. Some were better than others. Let's just pick this one. Yeah, let's just pick one of these and see what these comes out to be. Seven one. That's no bueno. Really no bueno. What are we using that one? Oh, there we go. It must have been something wrong. Something wrong. Flat. Pretty nice and flat. I saved every one of those. Anyone that I could get flat. But I am running low on normal gaskets. Like these. Some of these I made like years ago. Like not this is a normal gasket. Like this one. Standard case. I clipped out the inside to fit no hangover. It was for tracing this onto other ones or something. Yeah, trace sample. What was this one? This was another one for iron sleeve. But look how far I got close to the outside. Iron Man. Oh, we got Raul. Welcome, Raul. Oh yeah, ported case with I don't know. Who knows? Long ago. Nah, I need more base cylinders for 6680cc. Here was what? Here's a little Minarelli spacer. I think I made these. I don't remember when. But this is the thin material. And this one. And then of course I made these thick ones here. I forget what was this material again? Yeah, this is what I used as my spacer for when I made my 50cc liquid cool build. I had to use this as my gasket on top of my spacer. It squished down. I tightened down, squished down, and got good. But I still needed something like this. And I put this on a little table, little jigsaw looking table, and I cut it out. Yeah, I made a couple of them. Made one for the Piaggio too. But here's the other two I have. One unmodified. I marked on it. And then this one that's already been modified and ready to rock for clearance with a little tiny niche out for the boost port area. So yeah, I figured I probably ran that one on something. This one's never been ran. Let's give it a check. These are the old spacers you could get from DLH also. I bought the simple, easy things that everyone should need or want. Yeah, 2.5. These are the same spacers that I found back when I built my first Falcon. This is the spacer I used. Not this one. Mine's still on the Falcon, so that means I had bought 4 of them at one time, or 2 and 2 more at a different time. But yeah, let's see. Let's make sure everything's good, or clean, fresh. 3-0. We'll see. We'll see what it do. Yeah, I call that flat. But yeah, and these fit perfect on the 6680cc cases. But that's what I had in here also, was one of those spacers, one of these. 3, and then the one I built on the Falcon makes 4. So yeah, great to have. Other thing I had I never used yet that I bought was the VM20 spacer, to keep the heat off the carb. It goes between you and the Minerelli intake, which I wouldn't mind selling either. I'll probably sell that one day maybe. I don't use it much, but I do have one, VM20. It doesn't have an adjustable main in it or nothing. It's just the stock 180 main. Yeah, that's the 50 millimeter piston ring. This stays out. This is now I can put this up. I don't want to put it in there and smash it. Yeah, those are backup gaskets. Oh yeah, let me put this back in there. Yeah. Hole needs to be bigger for the VM20. And hold on, I'll grab it. Hold on. Not the VM20, but the I forgot I was zoomed in a little bit. The offset spacer, so it gives your carb a little kick so it don't run straight out the back. But yes, this is what it's for. It's to space off your carb so the heat doesn't get to you and boil your stuff. A little cheap part I bought and I never used years ago. This is immaculate. I lightly sanded and cleaned it after I used it on my Athena the first time. This is what I put on it the very first time I built it. Still good for any vertical Minerelli. I'll probably sell it one day. I don't have no, it's a cool part, but I don't need it. I'd part with it for a small knockoff of the original price. Not an as-is part. This is a production, no flaw part. Yeah, so. Now I'm glad. I always should be checking the gaskets. Yeah. Yeah, I bought that long ago, Paul. What's up, Paul? I just seen Paul in here. Yeah, I'm about to have a little safety meeting, going over stuff. Check this out, Paul. This quality clutch shaft I got from China. Actually, it shipped from, of course it was made in China, but it came from California. It was already in the States or whatever, but watch this. Came with the bearing on there. Oh, it's already slid up some. What the? What the? I don't want the battery to burn up. I done burned up a battery or two on the little thing. It takes them dildo batteries, Raul. LR44s. You know the ones. That's what my buddy says. He's like, you know that's them dildo batteries. It's funny. Yep. I'm gonna lightly go wash a little bit of oil that's on my fingers off real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. We got more to talk about and go over. The small clutch tool didn't fit on the new shaft on this new thing either, and they're nice looking. They ain't come with no rust on them or nothing. You see how easy that bearing fell off? I'm kind of scared of that. But, yeah, it didn't fit even around the outside edge of this thing, but it looks nice. Look like it'll hold a HD spring, and it's not tightened all the way yet up either. And this ain't the HD spring, but it's a nice looking China spring. No rust on it yet. You can see little marks on there, but it looked like it came buffed because I didn't do nothing but run nut over the threads. It looked like a heavy spring, but it's not. But I was impressed with these though, not being a rusty brown color. You can see with a little rough mark here. You can see where they cleaned it up here on the edge, but it's still nothing that's can't catch your finger on or nothing. But everything here is all smooth here around them little keyholes. Let's take a little safety break real quick before we continue. Yeah, hey, China actually made stuff beefier for a change by accident, or so it seems. And whether they made one end thicker and one end thinner, we'll see in a minute. We'll see what the old this container Mike Miller sent me when I ported his cylinder for him, and in this container was you know. But yeah, I'll also be willing to sell this thing too. Not much more than what I paid for it though. I say $220. And if I have to put in any extra parts, I'll add a couple more dollars, but yeah. Otherwise, I'll save it for another year or two and then I'll run it. I don't need to sell it, but if I sell it, then I dump the money into the other bike. If I don't, then I'll slowly build the other bike whenever I feel like putting money into it. The handlebars are at a good price right now. I can get them for $37. And I think tax makes them right at about 40. just like the other bars I got on the other bike, the old BMX style chrome ones. I think I'll go back with another set of chrome ones on the old frame over there. Yep, I'm getting it ready right now. Just chopped it up with the classic Crayolas. I have a better pair that has the plastic sheath out in the building. I think when my son was in kindergarten or first grade, he had that pair. I saved them because they was pimp. I'd never seen them with the little shields. And I was like, I'm keeping them after he got his stuff back at the end of school or whatever. I was like, yeah, I like them scissors. People was liking the measuring. This is one I got the Harbor Freight though. Does really good. I've ran through 2 batteries. Let's see if I can turn that light off for a minute. No, it doesn't look as good. Let me see what the battery says. 50%. We're almost at an hour. We're good. We're going to go for a little while. Let me turn back on the light. But yeah, I'll go put the nice. Now you can see the tan. .885 52 millimeter. Oh, did you see King? Did you hear King Compton on his little 660 the other day? Yeah, I heard it coming up on the pipe, y'all. A little funky in the beginning, but yeah, and he was saying he still had all kind of throttle left. I could hear it too. Yeah, it was sounding good once it started getting up there. I had to figure out. He probably could make a rear sprocket a little bigger. I don't know what sprocket he's running on that Cranbrook, but his 660 was sounding good. Not gonna lie. Willard's watching. There you go, Willard. Nutella. Called Nutella biscuits. And they is the bomb. You see, I just got one. I had to put them away. I only took one half of the bag. I got them sitting over there and they go put them in the pantry. They're staring at me. I done had like 3 of them this evening. Oh, I did buy me a pack of these bugs. If you know people, you know the bitch like $10 for a 4-pack, 2032s. Had to put one in my holographic sight over there on the wiffle, and then I gotta put one in the run in probably 2 run leaders. 2 of them need a new battery. green bike's over there. And if you take the seat off the blue bike and put it back on the green bike, I'd really like to have just get a new seat for there, just like a normal ass one, just like the one that goes on the Cranbrook, and just have it tan color, leather color. Look good on the old green bike. I had a couple cookies this evening. Yeah, this thing that I don't know what to think about this thing being so slick and polished already, and that I don't know about that. Don't know about that, bro. What you think about that for a minute? Exactly, Dave. It can't be that good. Fuck. You know it. You want it to at least get a little tight right before it gets there to cinch up a little bit. You don't want it to be that fucking loose. I'm still going to run it. I'm going to see what it do. Just in the clutch. I could see little nick marks, but it looked like that's where it was clamped, something clamped onto it, but you can't really feel it. Yep, it was clamped there too. Boom, boom. This side ain't got none. Very interesting. Very interesting. You'll see here first. Oh, I complained about him. I told him it was sloppy. Yeah, I'm still gonna use it. I got some bearing in the freezers, some PGNs, and this is just a normal China one they give you with the clutch. Trust me, every other one I ever had to have, I had to go outside, put on my table that I have a wood table with a hole in it, and I put this in the hole. Like when I get these, usually these are on there and they're not even all the way up there like that. They're like this, or even out here like this. And I have to put them in my wood table, and it's got a hole in it, and it's big enough to catch the edge of this bearing right here on about halfway of it. And I can get the rubber mallet and hit it up here, and boom, knock their shit bearing that they got on there off, and then I can lightly sand this and clean it and keep fitting it to my bearing gets right about. You want it to fit smooth till it gets right about up on its spot. It can start getting tight right about there, and then so you shouldn't have this right here rolled. Well, we're gonna try. It's really nice. No bueno. No bueno. So I'll be ordering a different one from somewhere else again, but I do like this. I may order another one just to get these parts. I want to measure this bottom piece here to see how thick it is compared to the old ones. But the big piece is definitely thicker and a taller edge here. A taller, you want to call it a shoulder or whatever you want to call it, but it's wider than the nut itself, and which is good for the HD springs. This is not a HD spring. This is the stock spring that come with this thing that I ordered. $13.15. All the threads were good though. I lightly ran the bolt over them, back and forth, cleaning them up. Yeah, Nutella Dave, they're great. And y'all remember what I told y'all was in that bag? We'll get it ready in a couple months. Get y'all some of a few people out there, some of that homemade stuff when it gets ready. I've already figured out how I can ship a bottle to Leonard. I'm just going to get a styrofoam, cut the circle out all the way down through a hunk of styrofoam. That way I can slide the wine bottle down in there and then stick a styrofoam cork in the end of it. And then I could wrap it in cardboard and wrap it up and tape it up. Be like it's a liquid. Be careful with my liquid to California. And that's with tax and everything, Dave. Because when you go to buy it, it's $11.99 each. If you buy two, they're $11.39. And this is the picture you see online right here. And it shows it being shiny metal just like it is, just like the part I got. But usually you don't get, you know how pictures are. Usually it's like either a shit-ass picture or a good-ass picture. And you don't get either one of what you see. So that's shopping online, though. You never know what you're gonna get. But that was from a guy that sold in California. But those metric Viton seals I got, the FKM rubber O-rings, they ship straight out of China. And for those looking, and that's what they are. They just say metric Viton F&K O-rings, 2mm cross section. You just look for type in Viton O-rings and you'll eventually find your size. Trust me. It was $10.02 for a 5-pack. And so the tax was $3? Yeah, you can't beat that. And yeah, sizes. But if you was to jump up, they have a 5-pack and a 25-pack. The 25-pack is $35.58. Be the same $3 shipping. So under $40 for 25 of them. That's even a better price. If you was a business selling them, you could get them even cheaper than that for more. So yeah, I don't need 25, but the 5-pack's good. I'm good. So I'm good on the. I don't think I have extra. I have one extra 50. So if I bought some more, I'd just get some 50s because that would cover my heads. I got 47 head, 50 head, 52 heads. So yeah. They have those green ones out there. I don't care for the green looking seals. I I want the Viton. I want that Viton. No, parts ain't getting hard to find, but I mean they just came out with the newer cranks for us, the 4-hole cranks, Dave, that we can run 12 millimeter pins now. You know, here, let me set a few things aside. I got something else we can look at and compare real quick. You know, it'll be fun. Let me put a few things away. Let's continue our safety meeting. And now, let's see how we can bring these suckers in. We can bring in my hand-trued 12 millimeter pin, 10 millimeter pin. These are the new cranks they give us, Dave. They come with an upgraded bearing in the middle. It's like this brass coated new, they call it a high speed bearing. We get a new rod. Millimeter pin. Rod looks nice for these new ones, you know, they're not really slagged up. And now they have a 42 millimeter stroker crank available with the 12 millimeter pin. Makes everything easier for us too. And then we have the good old standard 10 millimeter pin 40 stroke. ZL 40 millimeter, brand new, never used. I've had. Just got more oil on my hand. Luckily, I still got my wet one. Oh. Yep. The 42 is nice too. You could build a nice, you know, 42 is a good stroke for the China stuff. So is 40. I like my 40 stroke. Don't get me wrong. This will be backup for, you know, vertical Minarelli. Yep. Some of those 42s and ups are 12 millimeter pins too, Dave. So also be nice. Stick it on a YD case. I wish they made nice 10 millimeter spacers for the YD case. About the same webbing. Y'all want to get some measurements down on it real quick while I'm still chilling. It should be whatever, somewhere around 15 something. 15, between 15 and 16. They're not real wide. Let's get a good spot right here. Let's see if we can get the same spot on the other side. I call that pretty damn same thickness, pretty much. Looks pretty good. It's a pretty good looking, China crank. All I did was true it some. Let's check out the old 6680cc. I'll check it. I can't check it in the same spot because I have a hole in the center here. So we'll just check it on the opposite exact side. And let's clear it. Make sure this is good. We'll just get in there and say it was right about like this. 1548. Hold on, I jiggled it. Y'all can't see. Hold on. And it's at 49. All right, let's check this one. Pretty close. I don't know how to do this on the ground. I can't do it good on the ground. Can't hold it exactly perfect. But if you see what I see, you ain't seeing but a 1 or 2 deviation. And I'm not even holding it straight. And this is just being caveman, just showing y'all how to barely pinch it and roll it. But you got to keep, don't move it. When you're pinching it, you got to pinch it right here on this. I was just being caveman style, showing you how fucking true it is with a pair of them lightly pinching. If you had nothing else, you could use that. Let me give you a little light caveman tease real quick on this. Make sure everything's cleared out and good. Like I said, I'm just showing y'all, just goofing around. I'm barely gonna pinch it. And I'm gonna hold it about right there. As you can see, that's about the height I'm gonna keep it. Try to keep it as close as I can, but not too close when I'm rolling it, just for eye candy purposes. This is not how you do things. Don't take it seriously. But let's see which way it wants to roll smoothly. Let me get it back in the position. Yeah, it's just being bumpy because of me. Anyway, you get the gist. I washed them with soap, scrubbed them. Didn't really sand this one at all. I just lightly washed the shit out of it, soap and water, blew it out, oiled it right away, and put it on the shelf by the other one. Same thing with it. As soon as I got done truing it a little bit up, I wash them out with soap and spray the shit out of them, even use a brush on them if I have to. But I drilled this one and lightly sanded this one a year ago. I still just never used it yet. Backups. Everyone needs backups. But I haven't bought one of those 42 stroker cranks yet. Seen a lot of people with them. You can get them balanced and trued already for like $80 and 90 from two different people. I still hadn't bought one yet. Or I can get the whatever. I thought I seen somebody selling one for like 60, but it's not. It's just straight from China, which they're all straight from China. But I get me a 42 eventually. Do something with it. But yeah, now some parts, we got new parts, new cranks. Older parts go out of style. I mean, not out of style, but, like some parts they made a lot of, like those old gasbike.net chain tensioners with the big steel sprocket that they still use on some of the race bikes today. They ran out of them. They don't make no more of them. You can only get them through hands of people, which they're still out there available through people. But they still making parts. You can still get whatever parts you need online. Yeah, just putting a few parts away. We've already been here a little bit too long, so hour and 13 minutes. We got Mr. Arola. Yeah, getting close to getting off here, Mr. Arola. Would what work in the 49cc? The clutch, most definitely. But yeah, we're finna get off here in just a minute. Picking up some of this stuff. Don't forget, we're still riding in April next year, last weekend of the month. Don't forget. Who knows what we'll be riding this year? It might be the Green Machine again. It might be. aka the COVID mutant machine. So yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for coming in. Oh yeah, I need to get me a matching tire on the front. Give that tire back to the blue bike. It's been on there forever though. The DTH, the drop the hammer Maxus. That's a big Ben Schwalbe back there. I need to get another Schwalbe up front to match it. And yep, appreciate y'all coming in. My little engine. My little engine's, yep, it's still on the other bike. I was waiting to pull it out the other day. I wanted to change out the exhaust on it, take off the leg burner, because it did get me. I didn't show y'all, but already healed up. It hit me over the old scar the year we all got burned a couple years ago. Yeah, it's been healed up now. So, but all right, y'all, we out. Catch y'all later.